I forgot that I put this in here. Let's go to the actual link.
Bolter, the man who worked for Tim Walz, who unalived a Minnesota representative. Minnesota Representative Melissa Hortman was the only Democrat to vote against health care funding for illegals in Minnesota.
Wait. She voted against health care funding for illegals in Minnesota, which is what we were just watching, which is what we were just consuming. She voted against that and then was promptly unalived. Okay, you're getting the warning now. You're getting the warning now because I don't know where this is going. But let's take a look.
She was unalived almost immediately after her vote.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
Very shortly after this, she was unalived in her home by Vance Bolter, who was later caught after a manhunt.
You know, it did kind of seem like, in that when she was crying, it did seem like she might have known something that the rest of us didn't know.
He then sent a letter to the FBI and Kash Patel saying that it was Tim Walz who forced him to do it. Both Vance Bolter and his wife worked for Tim Walz for years in different states. Today, it's breaking news that the money laundering scam in Minnesota of billions of dollars for healthcare offices, child daycares, Medicaid, and various forms of care agencies. These money laundering frauds have been exposed, and it all comes back to Tim Walz. Was Melissa Hortman unalived because she voted against a multi-billion-dollar money laundering fraud? The fraud that she voted against that heavily implicated illegal aliens, specifically Somalians, who have been racketing this kind of child care, health care rackets and cooperating with our corrupt government.
So let me just take a second, because there are a lot of people that are saying this is not fraud, this needs to be debunked, blah, blah, blah. Let's just say this, okay? Because honestly, there might be, with the number of Somalis that are in Minnesota, there might be Somali daycares. There might be Somali learning centers. There might be places that are open to the public to bring their Somali children. However, if there's one that's getting millions of dollars fraudulently, that is wrong. That is wrong. If there's one, let's be honest with ourselves here. Corruption, fraud, it is wrong. No matter who's doing it. It could be someone that I like, someone that I might have voted for that's doing it. If they do it, guess what? It's wrong. It's wrong. But the problem is that you have one party one group on one side saying, oh, it's racist to point a finger at them. Then you have the other group who's saying, well, they're doing the wrong thing. We need to make sure that we're pointing it out. It's just crazy.
In Vance Bolter's letter, he said Tim Walz put him up to it because Tim Walz wanted a seat in the Senate. But maybe all it really was about was billions and billions of money laundering, a racket dependent on illegal immigration and compliance.
I can't help think, though, of all the people who would be a little miffed and tell us that this was a big fuss would be Mark and Melissa, never seeking that limelight, but always being at the place where good was being done.
That's crazy. That whole thing is insane. Gosh. And I just came over here to watch the comedian that I posted in here. I don't remember where it was. Was it this one?
Hey, Erika, what about the guys you dated before Charlie?
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw my curious.
Wait, did we even touch on Erika Kirk yet? Either way, let's take a look. Let's take a look at Miss Erika Kirk.
Through my roommate how terrible it was.
You were proposed to by Charlie in 2020. You started dating him in 2018. And 3 years before that, you were dating this guy, Tyler Massey. I mean, you guys would do couples photo shoots. This is still online. And this is only 3 years before you started dating Charlie.
He's in heaven.
Yeah, in 2 years.
So she just seems like the type who wants to be in the spotlight and has always wanted to be in the spotlight, which is crazy because I never gathered that when Charlie was alive. I never gathered that from her when Charlie was around. And now it's like, oh, I never dated. Excuse me, you're on a dating show. It's on the internet. Do you know what the internet is? Do you know how it works? Do you know what happens when you go on television?
Later, you were dating this guy, Cabot Phillips, and here he is posting you guys on his public page saying, yes, we're that couple who gets painting lessons together. Again, this is a year before you started dating Charlie, and well within the 5-year period you claim to have never dated anyone.
I never
but you were out
dated
there
anyone.
dissing your roommate for dating.
I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive.
And why are you here drinking and dating on a reality show that actually was filmed the year you...
On a reality show. On a reality show. She's on the show. She's a contestant on the show. She's at this point condemning drinking and dating, but here she is drinking and dating. What are we talking about here?
Met Charlie. So you obviously were dating. So I'm not understanding your timeline. I mean, you're talking to a guy here who's asking you out on a date and you're taking his number? And here you are on your date.
I've honestly spent the majority of my life being one of the most sought after bachelors.
Listen, I don't even want to get into Cash Patel. That dude, let me tell you something. This administration, I'm not going to lie, in January, I had high hopes. I had high hopes in January for the people that were coming in, for the stuff, the way they were talking. They were very much persuasive and charismatic. They were the ones that were like, hey, we're bringing law, decency, and order back. We're going to get this stuff straight. We're going to do this and that. I'm like, yes, we're back, baby. Few months in, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Now we're looking at legislation to control free speech. We're looking at legislation that's... And here we go. No, I'm leaving it alone. I'm not an anarchist. But there's something wrong. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Oh, great. But I'm just really excited to spend some one-on-one time with Erika.
I just want to understand how
Something
you so confidently
wrong.
lie to our faces
What's up, Patch?
when this footage was on national television, and you know the footage is out there. The pictures of your boyfriends that you dated are still public online, and you know that, but you still lie like this.
Stop.
Wait, isn't Cabot Phillips your ex-boyfriend? Why is he now the speaker of Turning Point USA?
Wow.
Leading speeches of how to lead like Charlie. What's going on, Erika?
Stop.
He's also the senior editor for the Daily Wire, the one outlet that your husband was having active beef with at the time.
Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro?
Connected to Netanyahu, so...
Stop.
Right, so what else are you lying about? Because you're a liar. Point blank period. You're a liar. And we just proved that. So this is still publicly accessible on social media. And you lied about that. You also lied about dating, but you were on a
Who is she
reality
trying
show
to be,
dating
though?
the same year you met...
Why is she lying about these things now? Why? Why not just, hey, you know what? My spouse died. Let me go ahead and ride it out. Let me go ahead and ride it out. I don't want any of the press. I don't want any of the publicity. Let me ride it out.
Jesse, I don't... You know what I mean? What else are you lying about? Like bigger
Went on
things?
a 12-city
Are you lying
tour.
about bigger things? Because this is small and you really easily, with like a straight face, you lie. So like, what, you know? Because sure.
Stop.
Stop. That's crazy.